35. That's 30-something.
I wrote it right there. All right. Minor Disturbance Radio, episode 35. And, of course, I'm Brian Miner, your host. This is going to be a fun-ass episode because I've got a local legend, which I consider a local legend.
Yeah, that's nice.
Billy Peiffer.
that sets me at
You don't
ease.
like that?
No, I don't like it at all.
You don't like local legend?
No.
Why not?
You know what? I'll tell you why I don't like it. And I'm being honest with you. When you're young and you start out in the music business, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get famous, right? Yeah, right. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're not thinking about the money. Oh, I want to get a bunch of money. You're thinking about, man, that's so fun. I'm up on stage, man. The girls are looking at me, and I'm trying to get famous. And then when it turns into, I'm doing this for a living, you don't want to be bugged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want people bothering you. And don't get me wrong. I'm approachable. You're approachable. You're approachable. Nice guys. Come talk to me anytime you want. But here's my number. I hate this more than anything. Sitting at a bar. Friend comes up. He's got a friend I don't know, right? Hey, what's going on? How are you? It's good to see you, Ralph, or whatever your name is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Who's your friend? Oh, this is Bob. Okay, nice to meet you, Bob. And then, Ralph, know who that is?
Like they're proud of.
Yeah. Know who he is?
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like, fuck.
I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen to you at least 20 times just standing around watching interactions.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Well, number one, if you got to tell them who you are, you ain't. You know what I'm saying?
I guess so. Yeah.
Right. If you got to tell somebody who you are, you ain't. You know what I mean? So this guy's going, this is my famous friend you never heard of.
Yeah.
Well, that makes about this much sense. You know what
That's
I mean?
a great line, by the way. If you got to tell them who you are, you ain't.
Right, yeah. If you got to tell them who you are, you ain't.
And
you know?
as you noticed, I said, I'm Brian Miner at the beginning of the episode. So
right,
I ain't.
let people know who we are, right?
No.
Yeah,
but we were just talking about, how, doing this podcast and stuff, it's a lot of fun for me. And I'm kind of trying to make the transition from being the band guy to doing a podcast.
Right. But you're still doing stuff in music, and so you're enjoying it.
Right. But I'm the opposite of you. If I got to the point where everybody's like, or who this is, that would be a milestone for me. Just that anybody would want to say who I am to anybody.
Well, that's nice.
So
and
I think that every level you get used to that, and then you're like, you get tired of it, and then the next level,
Right, but my whole point is, if you got to tell them who I am, I ain't. So just don't. You know what I mean? Just go with my friend Billy. Done. You know what I mean?
He's a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, in the scene around here, this podcast is basically based on the Midwest scene here.
Mm-hmm.
To everybody here, and I'm sure that nobody would deny this, the word Lynn Allen is a common word in everybody's vocabulary.
Well, yeah, you keep a band together that long, it ought to be.
I've never talked to anybody that has an instrument or owns an instrument and knows more than 2 chords on it. I've never had them say, who's Lynn Allen? Never.
It's happening.
Everybody knows.
It's happening more and more often now with younger people that don't.
That's why I say local legend.
Right.
I mean, even when I talked to my drummer Terry Hodges, when we used to, he would talk to me about. I remember hearing Lynn Allen when I was getting on the school bus, and I was like, wow, they're fucking famous, because they're on the radio.
Right.
And to a kid, that does something to you.
Yeah, I guess what is fame if you look at it that way?
To us, you were famous.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
because
if you look at it that way, what is fame?
Right. And so in his mind, he's thinking, well, they're on the radio, so he's famous, and it's possible. So I think you might have single-handedly ruined a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Way to go.
Yeah. Could you, what, REO Speedwagon's from Peoria, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you were writing songs that were right up there with that quality, and it was kind of around the same time, wasn't it? That when you were doing your first records?
No. REO was. We saw REO a bunch of times when I was a kid. Trying to think what year that would have been, but they didn't get really famous until they did all that really corny stuff.
Oh, they were harder.
What's the name of those songs?
Can't Fight This Feeling.
Like the Tough Guy and all that kind of stuff. And that was before.
See, I like that stuff.
Yeah, that was before. Oh, do you really? I couldn't stand that album. I liked all the
Candle
earlier
in
albums.
the window, all that stuff. I love that stuff. Because his voice makes me sound like I've got like grit. You know what I mean? He makes me sound like a man, so I'm like cool with that.
I think it was the R that kind of the way he pronounced his R's.
Is it? I think it's everything.
Well,
Out in the storm, out.
That wasn't him on the album though.
What?
Oh, yeah, it was Mike Murphy or something.
Yeah, Mike Murphy.
That's not Kevin Cronin
No.
singing.
No, it
writing
was
his
on
own
the live stuff. But he
Oh.
wasn't in the band at that time.
Oh, okay.
He
but
was in the band and then out. And then
I
back
see what you
in.
mean. So that song was on a record, but then the version you hear on the radio is Kevin Cronin singing it live.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but the version the
Yeah.
that's Kevin Cronin, but the actual version.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Learn
kinda
something new every day.
Well, it's
huh?
kind of like that Journey. They had somebody else singing, and then all of a sudden, Steve Perry came in on the chorus or something. Wasn't that a transition too, where they had some?
Well, when he
What
got
song
that,
was that? First of all, that there's two.
just the same way.
This
Yesterday was a good day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And was that a transition, or was that a singer, and then Steve Perry took his place? What happened there?
Greg-
Why was it like
Steve
that?
Perry wasn't in the band.
He just came.
I saw Journey with Kiss.
Okay.
Like maybe their third or fourth show or something. And that was before Steve Perry was in the band.
Right.
And that they weren't very good. I mean, the band was good, but the music was not good. Yeah, I mean, I think they were.
Well, who's
probably
this other guy that was singing?
Greg Raleigh, the keyboard player.
Okay, so was he the original singer?
He
and then
was.
Steve-
Yeah, he actually played like a Rhodes or something, a little piano, kind of piano out front. If I remember right, it might have been a big organ or something. I don't remember, but I think it was just a little like Rhodes, and he sat and sang. Yeah,
right.
Was it the
And they were
first album? A lot of instrumentals.
Yeah, it was kind of a spacey kind of a thing, and then when Perry and Sean got together and started writing, and that's when, what was the name of the album? Infinity?
Yeah.
I think so.
Isn't that Wheels?
Yeah,
one
they
of them.
toured on that
Wheel
for.
of the
I think
Sky
they toured
and
on that for like
Lights
7
and-
years or something.
Right, yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out, because when Steve Perry's voice came in, that
Wham.
just changed the game. Man.
Yeah, wham.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is one of them recognizable voices,
Killer.
And same with Cronin.
Right.
Yeah,
if you hear it, you know it immediately. It's him.
And
right.
and that's what I was gonna say is you have that thing. I mean, your voice to me is one of them that's it's so pleasing to.
Well, that's a
you
nice
know what I mean,
compliment.
Kevin? It's like it's something that you don't. I guess when I hear a recording of my voice, I always hear like the little weaknesses in it, and I'm like, oh God, I don't like that. But there doesn't seem to be any of that in your voice. It's all nice, gritty, smoky.
Well,
good pitch all the time, you
know.
I'm not sucking your balls because I'll tell
Yeah.
you,
I wish you would.
Well, I haven't heard. I know. I haven't heard you ever hit a wrong note. I don't know if anybody, if you have,
haven't.
record it, bring it to me because I'll make it the opening for my podcast or something. But I haven't heard you ever hit a bad note.
Well, I have. Believe
Yeah?
me, I have. Some people are just gifted with different things. Like, I can't play guitar like you can play guitar. And you've always hated your own voice anyway, which I never understood. You got a great voice.
Thank you.
But why do you hate it?
Because it's always been compared to, when somebody hears you, they immediately think that they have to dig into their, known files of singers'
People do that,
voices
yeah, right.
and compare it to the nearest one that they can find. And for me, it was always Geddy Lee and, Slaughter or Winger.
Right, right.
Actually, Winger I'd have been okay with.
There could be worse people to be compared to. Mark Slaughter's
But they're all the real shrieky. In my, Bill, when you're doing a vocal, your voice sounds different than what you hear play back. Am I right?
Oh God, yeah.
Because you're resonating, your head's vibrating, you can feel it. Like right now, I feel like I sound like Barry White, but when
It's
I play
funny
this
you
back,
bring it up because Dwyer, I'm going on
Sound like
Dwyer
Pee Wee
Michaels
Herman.
in the morning, and Dwyer wanted me to bring some raw vocals. He's like, "Will you just bring some raw stuff from the album?" I'm like, "Yeah." But you remember when Dave Lee Roth, when that came out, and everybody's going, "Oh, he can't sing, he can't sing." He sings fine.
yeah,
People just don't understand. That's what people sound like when you sing.
yeah, oh
you know,
yeah,
you know what I mean? No, I don't know of any singer besides maybe Dennis D. Young. You know what I mean? That would like to hear himself sing soloed up on the board without any. You know what I mean?
right.
If you're recording somebody, or the first time a new singer goes into the studio, and the first time that engineer, when they sit down, they did their take, and that engineer was like, "Well, I want to put a little more compression onto the thing. I'm gonna solo it up and just listen to it." And the first time they hear themselves sing, they're like, "Oh, stop it, man!"
Yeah.
You're right or wrong. They're like, "I don't want to hear that, man. Oh, I don't. Please put it back on. Put it back in the, put it back in the music. Put the music back on." But I'm so used to my voice now after, so many years of recording. It's just like, there I am, and what do I do to fix it?
Well, I've worked with you. I've recorded with you before, and
Right.
I did that whole singing, and I had a camcorder in the room, like because someday I'm gonna have to have this for my DVD,
Right.
And when I get famous,
think we had DVDs back then, did we?
But either way, I had this thing videotaping, and you even said to the control window, you're like, "Are you recording yourself in there?" So yeah, and you're like, "That's great," whatever.
Are you sitting there filming yourself?
Yes.
Why are you doing it?
Yeah.
I love it.
Why?
It's just fucking funny.
No one else will fucking tape me.
So I'm watching this back, and I'm listening to the vocal lines I'm singing. I'm like, "Oh, your voice on a camcorder is way worse than anything," And then that's usually what people fucking have at your shows, and it's on YouTube in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I discourage that.
Oh, what can you do though? You got to be an asshole about it.
Well, that's the whole thing. I guess I'm old enough now and been around long enough. If you come out and tape the band and think you're doing a favor for me, and it sounds like total shit, and I ask YouTube to take it down, don't get mad at me. You know what I mean? I've got how many years and how many thousands of dollars invested in the studio and how many hours invested in studio time to sound, who am I competing with?
Right.
You know what I mean? Not to be a prick, but I'm not competing with the local band. That, if you want to compete bands, who does Jesse's Girl the best, that's okay. But that's not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm competing with the major artists out there trying, that's why I want to sound like that.
Yeah.
So please don't tape us on your phone and go, he's going to love this.
Right.
No, we're not. It sounds terrible.
But Bill, let's just go into the future and say that Streetlight takes off, you sell 10 million copies.
Which will not happen.
But if it did, then all of a sudden, how do you control everybody at Madison Square Gardens? You could go with any band that that's like, big time right now, and you're going to find bootleg shitty recordings.
Right, all over, right.
Yeah, and they can't do shit about it.
Right.
So,
the only one that does is Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Prince has got like a full-time team that, the second something's up, they're on them. Take it down.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, try to look stuff up. You can hardly ever find anything.
Oh, he's good then.
Yeah. But
Shit.
what's it cost him,
Yeah. You got a point, because everything I've seen when I Google Prince, which I do sometimes because he's awesome.
Right.
He's the real deal. He's one of them guys, if you saw him start out now, you'd know. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. He's special.
Right.
He's got that thing. Anyway, I watched something. I found something on YouTube that he's got an acoustic sitting on a stool in front of a big club.
I saw it. He's brilliant.
Awesome.
Yeah, brilliant.
Awesome. He can do anything. He can play the guitar like a motherfucker,
yeah, he is a talent, man.
So anyway,
and the guitar's not his main instrument. His main instrument was a B3 organ.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an organ player. You know what I mean? And then.
Well, the things that he does with his voice, though, are what really.
Oh man, it's crazy.
The bravery.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to make the sounds that he comes out with, but God, he belts out some sounds.
So, some pretty weird shit.
That even if I did it and it taped that way, I'd go, "Ooh, take that off. That was weird." I sound like a raped banshee.
I sound like
or something.
A mouse.
Yeah,
I get that off.
Like a mouse.
But he leaves it, and then that becomes the cool thing.
Yeah.
But getting back to powerful voices and stuff, when did you know that you had that kind of voice? Because your voice hasn't changed really since.
It's a little lower now. We're tuned a half step down now.
Okay.
I can do the stuff. I can hit the notes. But it's hard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not like when I was 21. I can't do it. I could do it, but I would be hurting at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And
on that subject, Bill, I'm starting to lose mine.
Right.
Even though I quit smoking and I'm trying to get, I'm in the best shape vocally that I probably have been in ever.
Right.
The range, there's just something about that top. It just.
Can you still get there, or you can get there a little bit?
It's a weird deal, Bill, because it depends on when and how long I've been singing. Because the other night, that's what I was thinking about with the people with cameras, okay? And we played a show, and Shannon who killed herself.
God rest in peace.
Yeah,
right.
It was horrible. Anyway,
God bless. Rest in peace.
Third Rail played a show right after that, and one of her favorite songs was that Steelheart tune. The Never Let You Go, Angel Eyes or whatever. Yeah. And I haven't sang that in years because I can't hit the note anymore. The big one, the big grandiose at the end.
Right.
Well, he hits that note 3 times in the song. And, through all these really long, windy vocal lines. So you're wore out, you're out of breath, and you've got to try to power out this high A, which is the note. It's a high A. Hit it on your guitar sometime. We'll find the high A. That's what the note is. We're tuned to, we play it in a key, a whole step lower.
Right.
And so that makes it a G now.
Right.
And I still can hardly reach that. So I just out of the, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this for Shannon. I'm gonna sing the Steelheart tune, and here come the phones. And I'm like,
oh man,
you're like, man. I don't want to be mean.
Do this. I know, I understand.
And
right.
I'm in my mind, I don't know if that note's going to happen or not.
Right. And did you get it or not?
I'm telling the crowd this might not even happen.
Right.
Well, so I was like, if I miss it, I'm sorry. I'm going to draw my power from Shannon right now and hope she helps me hit this fucking note. And so I sing the song and I hit the note, but it wasn't as clean as and pristine.
Yeah, you hit it.
It was falling. It was hit it and it kind of fell off.
Yeah, you hit it.
So I was like, damn. But I was thinking about the 20-something-year-old Brian that could stick that note and hold it for, 30 seconds. It just goes. So anyway, you were talking about you tune down. Nobody notices that, though. They just still hear the melody of the song.
It's only a half step, right? You know what I mean? It was just a half step. And like I said, I could do it, but I just don't know why. I mean, there's no sense in me having, singing. For me, it has always been, it's way easier the more shows in a week I do. Like, I know a lot of singers that are like, man, I got 3 shows, I don't know if I can do it.
I'd be one of them guys.
Yeah, see me, if I could sing 5 times a week, I have no problems. I mean, I'm just, because it's just a muscle. I mean, once you get that build up and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we used to sing 7 nights a week. 3 hours a night, 7 nights a week. And I never had a problem at all. Just let's go to work.
Wow. What decade was that you could play all week?
It wasn't that long ago, was it?
He didn't go what year?
What decade?
What decade?
Hey, we're honest here on MDR. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
it was up to the early 90s.
Yeah. Well, it was, it was every 6 nights a week, and then they started adding them damn team nights.
Okay, see,
you know what I mean? So you're doing 7 nights a week, and then when it went from there, it got slowed down to about 5 nights a week, and then it was 4 for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
And then it went to Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
And that's about the time when bands stopped traveling a lot to play because they couldn't afford to be on the road with that amount of time off.
Right.
So, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we could get back. I want to get back to some of that, but I want to say why we're here really. Well, first of all, I'd have you on my podcast whenever you want.
Well, thanks.
Because everybody wants to hear your stories. Everybody,
We've got to try to get into a couple of those tonight too.
I'm going to try to bait you, but I didn't think that I would see this happen. But you did a new Lynn Allen record,
right?
And you got it under a record deal. Mm-hmm. You got signed, so you're signed to what?
AOR Boulevard, yeah.
AOR Boulevard. In London.
Right.
And we listened to some of it before we did the podcast, and it's the first time I've heard it. I've heard Colin talking it up. I've heard you talking it up, and you were really tight with the music. Because I was trying to get him to bring a snippet of something,
Yeah, but,
I'm not mad at you for that.
Right, I'm just saying, if that got out before that record label, if that got on the internet, man, my ass would be grass,
I just wanted to bring it for me to hear.
Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah.
You got it now, and you're welcome to keep it. Just,
right.
So, it's like, I was talking to one of the guys from the record company the other day, and we were talking about the horse you rode in on, which you played a lot on. You played a lot of guitar on it. Sent it over. That was on a record label from Manchester, England. Sent it over there. They sent it out to get reviews. Before it was released, it was for free on the internet.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm so guarded with this. If it happens and it's the record company's fault, so be it. But if it's my fault, they're going to look at me like, you stupid son of a bitch,
Yeah. In this day and age, though, as soon as you sell the first copy, you might as well.
Yeah, you can't stop it, but I don't want to be the one that screwed up. You know what I mean?
It's just one of them things. But I wanted to, you're releasing your new CD, Streetlight. I say I hate doing all this formal radio bullshit, and I'm not trying to be like that, but I just want people to understand that,
Yeah, get the info out, man. Well, see, I had no intentions on doing another album.
That's what I'm saying. You told me that.
Yeah, so I thought someday maybe I'll do a 10th album. You know what I mean? Maybe, if I get the... and this is the only album I've ever done that was, I didn't have anything written. Yeah, this company came to me and said, let's do an album. I was like, well, I got to write it. You know what I mean? And they're like, do it. And so,
Well, I got to say, that's the mark of a true professional right there, that you didn't have, 8 halfway songs in the bag that you're just waiting for the opportunity to do something, and you have to just write fresh like that and put out a record. I think
it was pressure. I can tell you that.
That's something I've never done.
It was pressure, and I'm not shitting you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like putting that thing together. I mean, and this is, I got lucky. Kevin's with us now. I mean, actual drummer. So it was so much faster than me trying to figure out how to program drums and try to get this done. I mean, Kevin just come over and be like, Kevin plays. This is what I'm playing. Do that for me so I can find where I want to go now. And we put it together and like, okay, let's record it.
Yeah, recording anymore is a completely different game. And my very first thing I wrote in my notes here was writing your first records. I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about the Billy Peiffer and when did Lynn Allen start? 81?
82?
2?
82.
Okay. 1982 Billy Peiffer. How old are you then? And
20.
20. Okay, so 20-year-old Billy Peiffer.
I'm guessing. How
did the idea of writing these songs? You just kind of on a whim decided you wanted to try to write some songs. I mean, because back then nobody had even the idea of doing that.
I always knew, and I mean, it's like, I fucking knew, but I always knew that what are you doing it for? If you're not going to put out your own music, then you're only doing it for fun. What are you aspiring to do? You know what I mean? So, and I aspired to be a musician and make music. You know what I mean? And we had Daily Planet, who had already done a record.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, well, there's the blueprint right there.
Okay.
So I just followed what they did and did it.
Yeah, I always wondered that if there was other bands that were doing that before you. I thought that maybe you were the one that kicked it off.
No, Daily Planet had an album out. Yeah, good stuff too.
It just seems like it kind of goes like this, where one band will do something cool like that, and then for the next 8-10 years or something, all the bands will slowly start to do it too.
Right.
And then all of a sudden something else will set some band apart. Like, for example, 3 Years Hollow paid $4,000 or something to do a video, a professional like fucking video.
Right.
And now they have and then it made him look so legit,
Right.
It wasn't the CD anymore. Now it's the music video. So now if you have a music video.
Who knows what's going to give you the right.
And so now everybody's doing videos, and because it's possible. Anyway,
right.
So, and I was talking to a dude earlier about recording, and it used to be you had to go to a fucking recording studio, a brick and mortar building, that had somebody that hopefully had invested $150,000 worth of to do a pro record.
Right.
You couldn't do it in your bedroom.
Right. Exactly.
In other words.
Right.
And so what studio did you go to for?
The first album we went to Chicago, and then
do you remember what you paid for the whole record? Because I want these kids to understand.
Okay, I think we paid about $4,000 to do 4 songs.
Wow.
What's Pro Tools cost?
Right.
Yeah.
And then the second album, that got expensive. Because we did the basics in Chicago, and then we went to New York to the record plant for overdubs and mixing.
Ouch.
That was $185 an hour.
Just tell me what it was like for you to go into the studio back then as a young, green Billy Peiffer. I mean, what were you thinking? What was it like in the studio for you?
Well, it was actually a pretty learning thing for me because we were in a real studio. The guy that did the album was in the band The Ides of March. I'm your vehicle, baby. I'll take you. You remember that song? I'll take you anywhere you want to go. Larry Milas, he and Jim Peterick from Survivor owned the studio.
Okay.
And Jim Peterick had just written Eye of the Tiger. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I'm talking about it. But I remember going in there, man. I'm like, cool, go in the studio. It's going to be great. They put that big mic in front of me. I'm going to have headphones on. I'm going to sing. They put it in front of me, and I start singing. They're like, no, we don't like that one. Let's try another one. They bring another great big one in, I'm like, yeah, this one's even bigger,
Yeah.
This is cool. Get a picture of me,
See if you'd had a camcorder.
Right, yeah. And Jim Peterick's in there, and I mean, these guys are, he had just written Eye of the Tiger. He wrote Hold On Loosely, wrote all them songs at 38 Special. Yeah, I mean, all that. He's like, and he's a hell of a producer in his own right, and Larry was a great producer, and they're like, let's put a 58 on him. I'm like, you got to be shitting me.
Big studio, and you're singing into a 58.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And they put a 58, and people that don't know, a 58 is one of them little, just regular mics you see people with,
Thanks for clearing that up, because I sometimes forget to clear that up for people that don't.
Yeah, and so they put the 58 on there, and they're like, yeah, you know what? That suits you. That sounds really nice on your voice. And I'm like, I want to use the big mic.
You remind me of me then, because I was like, so Bill, you got big mics in here, right?
Yeah,
and you're
right,
like, oh,
right.
you break out this big Neumann you had in a case or something. Like, you can't look at it.
Yeah, no, we got big mics.
That's for paying customers,
right? Oh yeah, we got big mics.
Yeah, all you had to do is say, oh, they use the same one on Skid Row records, and I'd be like, I want that one.
That's the one I want.
Yeah. So, I mean, but all these kids that are starting out have access to, Electric Lady Studio in their phone, basically.
Sure.
And because they have multi-tracking in your phone now, you could probably make a record that sounds better than my first record on your phone.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So I'm thinking the art of actually recording a sound, an organic, like real sound anymore, is kind of a dying breed. I mean,
yeah, but I don't know if it'll ever go away. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I guess I kind of miss that. I miss the days of real studio stuff and real guitar cabinets and stuff.
Right.
But it's so easy. I'm a holdout. I don't want to own all the shit, but I'd like to know that there's still places that do that shit.
Yeah, you want somebody still doing it?
Because I've had that before where I'm talking to somebody, they're like, well, I tried this cabinet, and this mic, and this angle, and this thing. I'm like, fuck, just get, guitar rig.
Right.
Let's just do it easy. But then again, when you listen to Zeppelin, there's something to say about the drum sounds they're getting that you're not going to be able to get in a DA,
Yeah, that's a tough one to...
Yeah, and most of that was just like one mic 40 feet or 100 feet away or something that they were just pulling up for the room, and that's how they're getting that huge sound.
Yeah. But when you were in these studios, obviously everything was, because I saw Murph put up a picture of all his equipment at the studio or something like that, and
I had a bunch of guitars or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's cool shit right there.
Yeah. Which we probably didn't use but one guitar of that, but we wanted the picture,
Yeah, that's really cool. So so you felt were you insecure at all at the mic when you were singing in front of these people?
No, that never bothered me. I think back, I was excited. I wasn't ever afraid.
Did you know it was going to be good?
Well, I'm not sure if it was good.
Well, good comeback.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was good. I mean, if we listen to it right now, I'd probably go, "Oh boy."
Well, I think that anybody would do that when you're listening to a recording that's how old now? It's
30 years.
30 years old.
Yeah. And that was, and that. I mean, we did records in my studio with your band, and could they have been a lot better? Yeah, if we had more time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're a young band and you're in the studio and you're trying to get a record out, you don't have all that kind of money to do that,
Yeah, it was basically like this. So let's do a record. We're an original band. Let's do it. And you basically just collect all the money that you can get from all your part-time jobs and borrow from your moms and stuff.
Right.
And we were like, drop a whole bunch of cash and some change and shit on the table. We're like, we got $1,200.
Right, let's go.
What can we do?
Yeah.
And in my case, I had my pre-production down. I was ready to do the guitars, and if it was a 45-minute CD, I was going to do the guitars in 45 minutes, basically.
You guys did, though.
Yeah, we were ready.
You guys came in and, you were ready.
There was no fucking around the studio. It was all done. So we got away with that. But yeah, like I said, if you gave us what do most major bands get, like 6 months to put out a record?
Back then, they wouldn't come out with the record for 2 years, would they? Really? I mean, really?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of bands that didn't put out a record just
right. Yeah, it would take them a while. They go out and tour it, and then they take some time off and write it, and
I guess that's kind of where the whole thing lies with me, is I missed that whole era.
Yeah, you almost bring that up on about every episode of your podcast.
That's why I'm trying to reach into your cookie jar and pull out morsels of things so I can vicariously kind of go, oh man, how would I have been in that situation? Because, was it really the way that people talked about the scene being back then, as far as the
really
girls?
Was. Yeah, it really was.
The packing places.
Yep.
So, tell me a story about a young Lynn Allen and it starting to be on the rise like that. How it felt for you to see a packed house and just how it was.
Well, it wasn't like that. You were more excited the first time you heard your song on the radio, than having a packed house. Because those clubs were packed no matter what band was playing it.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying?
I guess.
Not every band. Excuse me. Not every band was packing it, but they were great big clubs. Stage West was a great big club. That was there before Beethoven's. And then they were both open at the same time for a while. Stage West was just right down the road, maybe 2 miles down the road.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, playing a packed house for bands back then wasn't that big of a deal. that's just the way it was. People went out back then.
Yep.
So what do you think? I mean, not to minimize that whole subject, but it ain't like that anymore, Bill.
No,
and I guess
terrible.
what happened between that scene and today?
Drinking age to 21 hurt bad.
Okay, so it used to be 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you got to remember, this was the perfect storm. Did we talk about this on here before? I talked about this with somebody before. It was the perfect storm. Illinois was 19 for beer and wine and 21 for hard liquor. Yes, that was the truth. You can believe that. And Iowa was 18. You know what I mean? So where was everybody going to go? Iowa. And where we at? Right on the border.
Yeah.
So the Illinois bars were empty. You know what I mean? If you had a rock bar in Illinois, you were empty until it was 1:30 in the morning. Yep. When Iowa closed, and everybody would jet over there to that place.
And so Illinois would be open until 3.
Right. So boom, people would.
So like places like the Watering Hole filled up.
Right. Well, they got to stay up until 4, didn't they?
Oh God.
I think the Watering Hole was open until 4.
Well, the Clipper was 3. Right?
The Clipper was 3. I think the Watering Hole was 4. I think.
What kind of motherfuckers are out until 4 in the morning watching bands?
That's kind of fuckers.
Right. I remember them days too, Bill. Because by the time I first came into the clubs, I was old enough, or borderline. Sometimes I could sneak in, sometimes I couldn't. The 19, 20, 21 days where you can't wait to get in the bars, right?
Right.
I'd get in there, man, and here's what I was doing. I was just like, I had my pants rolled up good. My hair was always down, It's right when that shit switched, Bill, where it wasn't cool 80s
anymore,
and early 90s anymore. It was grunge.
Right.
So, and I was still, both things at the same time. I was starting to dress grungier, but still looked 80s. It was fucking gross, man. So I'm standing there with tight rolled pants and boat shoes and a button up shirt and a flannel coat and long ass hair. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Us poor we're transition guys is what we were. We got caught in that shit. Anyway, because I had heard what was going on from all my friends. You got to get in a band. When I was in high school, the older kids were doing it, and they were telling me like, you got to get in a band.
I hated that era. I hated it. I'll say it right now, and you fuckers pissed me off. You bought into that shit. Fucking guys standing on stage, walking in circles. You stupid fucks. Listen to that rotten music you're listening to. And it is rotten, and it was rotten, because you're not fucking listening to it today, are you?
And a lot of it's gone.
Yeah, I wasn't pointing at Brian. I was pointing at the camera.
Yeah, well, right. They definitely can see you.
I mean, nobody fucking, I got to hear that today. Bullshit. You're not listening to it.
Well, there's some stuff that transcends, I think, well, personally with me. There's some stuff I can listen to now and kind of appreciate it. There's some of the Alice in Chains stuff was good.
I like that, but they weren't walking in circles, were they? Tell me they weren't walking.
I heard that people went and saw them and they were really boring. They just kind of stand there.
That's better than walking in circles.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Remember those videos of the guy that walking around in a circle? Like, what are you doing?
Bill, I've said that before. When the Nirvana thing hit, I was living in my first apartment with my high school girlfriend, sitting Indian style in front of the console, TV sitting on the carpet. I didn't have like this, and it was still hair metal era around here. Nobody had known that the transition had happened.
Right.
And this is a new band, Nirvana, from Seattle, and it's called Teen Spirit. And and I was like, these poor guys, man, I feel so bad for them.
Which
they can't even afford leather pants or nothing.
Right. I bet they won't even have flash pods. Or
and then I said, and then I was like, you know what? They don't even have a lead guitar player. Look how small
the drum kit is.
Yeah, that poor ridiculous.
Guy, he can't even afford 4 bass drums.
Yeah, and they don't have a lead guitar player. I was going to call MTV. Give me MTV's number. I think this song ain't that bad. Right. They need a lead guitar player and a tuner. But
and a tuner.
I could help these guys out, these Nirvana guys. I could have saved it. So
I can help these guys out.
Yeah, that was my initial thought. That's how dumb I was. And then, quadruple platinum record later, I was like, the joke's on me.
My God, that's funny. I can help, what'd you call them? Nirvana? I can help these Nirvana guys out. They need a guitar player.
There might be something if they had a lead guitar player. And I'll bring some leather pants. Yeah. So I didn't get it, and then that whole thing switched to where guys like me, Bill, because just let me go back a little bit. You are a rock and roll band that was made of the same formula or stock that I came up listening to, which is great singer and a great guitar player. big
That's
hooks.
what all those bands were, right?
Right. And so to be the guitar player in Lynn Allen, you couldn't just be some schmuck. You had to be good, right? And to be a guitar player in any successful band, you had to be good.
You had to be good. You're right.
You had to be fucking good.
There were very, very few bands out there making any noise if that guitar player couldn't rip.
And in this day and age, I guess the guitar contest back then would have showed just how that scene was. I mean, it was all about guitar players.
Right.
When it came around to me having an opportunity to play in Lynn Allen, I was stoked because I was like, yeah, man, because that legitimizes you as a guitar player, I think, to be able to be the lead guitar player in Lynn Allen.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think it was just all about being professional. You know what I mean? It may not even have been your cup of tea, but you knew that Lynn Allen was a professional band and it was a real outfit. Is that what you're trying to say?
Kind of, but I knew I kind of thought too, because I talked about this on another episode where I got fired pretty quickly from Lynn Allen. I call it fired, but it was a mutual agreement. Right. I found out that you're talking about the professionalism as far as doing your job and knowing when your job. I was like on 100, 10 the whole time. I was on like full volume, like putting it on the whole time, thinking that this is Van Halen.
Right.
And that's what you wanted, and that's how naive I was. Now I'd know exactly, because we've played since then, and I do what I'm supposed to do. I come up when I do my part, and I go back when I don't. But at first, when I wanted to go back to 1983 at Beethoven's, man, and fucking, they ain't seen shit.
And that would have been fine, Brian, but there was only about 40 people in the club.
Yeah, but they were all dancing on the bar.
Yeah, right.
All 10 of them. So, yeah, but that was in the day when having a good guitar player was the whole thing. And I'm a child of the 80s. I love that harmony.
I think it's kind of coming back to that a little bit, though, now. Finally, again.
But I'm too old now.
Yeah, right. Well, we all are, right.
We had a conversation one time, Bill, and I'll never forget this. I don't know why I'll never forget it, but I'll never forget it. We were in Muscatine, and it was at that, Bootleggers?
Probably, yeah.
The one up the street from the Mississippi Brew?
Yeah.
Back when they had bands. And we were standing on the steps that go up to the dressing. I remember it vividly. And I said, Bill, do you think that the 80s hair metal stuff will ever come back? Because I was heartbroken, man. I was watching everything just suck.
I kind of remember that, actually.
And I said, do you think there'll ever be a day where something like what I do would be in style again? And you said, oh, yeah. It always comes back. You'll be way too old by then.
Yep, I do remember that, yeah.
And I went, well, I'll show you. I'll stay young forever, man.
I do remember that. And I do remember after I said it, I thought maybe that might have hurt his feelings. They shouldn't have said that, but...
That's one thing I got to say, Bill, is it's as far as hurting feelings, I needed that. People need the truth, man. If you love somebody and you're friends with them, you got to be truthful with them. I think you're being an asshole, buttering people and be, oh no, dude, I think that's the worst thing you can do.
I'm guilty of some of that. You know what I mean? I really am, but like we were talking earlier, I don't like confrontation if I don't have to do it. Yeah,
but it shouldn't be confrontation. It should be just the truth. I mean, I was asking you a question, you answered it. If I didn't like the answer, then I shouldn't have asked the question.
Yeah, I know, but unfortunately, that's not the way everybody thinks.
But you weren't saying you're a loser, Brian. You were giving me ammunition to understand that, I probably shouldn't put all of my effort
in that basket.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And maybe change gears a little bit if I want to do that.
Yeah, because that music had only been dead for a few years, and you're saying, is it going to come back? I'm like, yeah, one day. But
yeah, but I'd only been listening to it since for 8 years.
Right.
And it was my shit, Kevin, man. Yeah. Like all that Queensryche and Dokken and all, they're all over my wall. Yep. The Skid Row, the Motley Crue, all that stuff, the White Snake. That's where it was for me.
Oh, me too.
And I still to this day can't understand.
I still do.
Yeah, he still loves it.
I try to get him to do it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see Lynn Allen do Still the Night. That would be fun. That'd be fun. So, but I mean, what was my point? Yeah, I was just trying to take us back to the days when this shit was king, and you got to ride that wave, and you kind of
was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun, man. Yeah, but we did a lot of stuff on a bus in Milwaukee and lacrosse and, starving to do that too. We did all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, did Lynn Allen ever do like a true tour?
Not a real tour. You know what I mean? Not, you know.
Because you see bands doing that now where they just up and get an RV and they just book gigs across the United States. Yeah.
Those crazy fuckers are going all over.
They are.
I'm proud of them, don't get me wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I love their music. And you know what I mean? And I love Tony. And you know what I mean? It's almost family. You know, I know his whole family, but they're fucking crazy. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't, well, maybe not them because they're younger than me, but I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
If I'm going on a tour, I got to have some comfort, bitch. You know what I mean? I got to have a credit card in my bag. Oh, we're hungry? Well, let's get something to eat.
Yeah. Well, that's always been a huge dream of mine, you know, to be on tour with the boys and this and that. And, you know, I kind of held on to the idea of that possibility probably until a couple years ago when I had, about 4 years ago when I had my daughter. And, because I was like, yeah, I could live out of hotels all the time. That's kind of where I want to be. I kind of want to be on the road all the time. I like being in new towns. I don't like to have roots much. That's just kind of part of me. But when I had my daughter, I was like, the roots dug in deep.
Right.
And I guess it hit home with me when I was sitting on 3 Years Hollow's bus. We had just played, Tony was in town. He took me on the bus and we were hanging out and smoking cigarettes like idiots on this tour bus and talking. And it was dark and the street light from the, you know, in the parking lot where they're parked there, and it's probably 4 or 5 in the morning now. And he goes, "This is what we do every night." It kind of dawned on me. I looked around the RV; it was like kind of cold and quiet and lonely feeling. Right. Even though there's a bunch of guys on there, just like, you know. And I'm thinking, imagine right now, Brian, that you're in like New Jersey in some parking lot somewhere, waiting to drive the next day to the next thing.
Yeah. See, we didn't do that. We did.
You haven't seen your family, your kid, your daughter in like 3 months.
Right. Yeah. Oh, sure.
I couldn't do it.
Well, we did, and I think you did too. But you know, back then you'd go for a week
at the same
venue.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you'd be gone for a long time. You know, I'd come home, there wouldn't be any water. You know what I mean? The water would shut off. Like, oh shit! Anybody got any money? Because no, you're out on the road. But you'd be gone for a couple of months at a time. But you'd just be in the same place for a week.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that was But
get up on that mic, Kevin. That's usually why we do the headphones, so that you know if you're.
Oh.
But because if you start to stray from the mic, it'll sound like real far away and stuff. So.
Gotcha.
Thanks, man.
Anytime. No, I mean it was a lot of fun, but it wasn't one night here, one night here, one night here. You were in the same place for a week, so you kind of still had a sense of, you know, this is where I'm going to sleep tonight, and you set up shop for a week or so, and I can't imagine doing it the other way, you know.
Yeah, well, you know what we were doing is did it forever. Is we were doing that to earn money. You made pretty good money on that, so we were doing that to get money to record. So we had a plan. You know what I mean? We had a plan. We're trying to get this. You know, this money, right. You know, so then we can go record and get out another record and put another record out. And I remember being in Minneapolis, I think, maybe Rochester one time, and we'd just gotten a big write-up in a magazine, and we were in there with Metallica and Faster Pussycat and somebody else. You know what I mean? There was a couple guys in the bar, and they're like, "Is this you guys?" And we're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "And now you're going to go up there and play Jesse's Girl." Yeah, we're like, yeah. And they're like, I don't get it. You know, we're like, we're doing this for money so we can get another album out and try to get a tour, you know. That's why we did it.
That's kind of one thing I didn't really kind of grasp either, Bill, because, you know, like I said, when I was coming in and seeing, I was learning from guys like you.
Right.
And I was seeing what you were doing, and that was doing covers and then playing your originals in line with them. Sneaking them in. Right. And that whole formula to me was so, I guess it was so scary, because the shit that people, for my band, the shit that I was writing wasn't anything like what the bar wanted to hear. So that in itself is a bad formula right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're trying to be Queensryche playing Jesse's Girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it was even harder for me. I was like, how come this shit ain't working? To work for Bill, you know? Like, how come people ain't walking out of here humming Walk with the Brave all the time? You know, and why do they leave when we do our originals? At first, they did.
Yeah.
And, you know,
until they get to know him. And
right.
Yeah.
But,
well, if you go to a concert, I don't care. I'm guilty of it. So are you, and so are you. Yeah, man, they're kicking ass up. All right, we're going to do a new song off our new album now. You've never even heard of it. Hey, let's go have a smoke.
Yeah, let's go to the bathroom.
You know what I mean? And then you can watch the crowd. Oh, yeah, we don't want to hear this shit. You know, I put a thing on my Facebook page the other day about just some promo from around the world, stuff coming up. Coming around, this and that, but and I got like 3 messages on my private email. Hey, can you tell us how to get the first album? What could you maybe just give a new album a little bit of a chance? You know what I mean? But some people don't.
Yeah, and part of the problem too is being and knowing your audience, because I'm sure that thousands of people that see you all the time, and they expect you to know them by name.
He usually does.
Well, that's good. He's got a lot of time to practice. I'm horrible at that.
I do.
Horrible at that.
Yeah, a lot of the people that come up by name, I'm like, how the hell does he remember their names?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure they can't all be named Buddy?
I stole that from you. See, I've learned so much from Bill.
Buddy!
I have. I've pulled that in somehow, and I'm gonna start calling everybody Buddy.
Hey, Buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Buddy. That way you don't have to really remember the name, right?
From me, you get Buddy, Dog, and Bro.
Even if you don't
What up,
remember,
dog?
even if you don't remember, you make it seem like to them that you do.
Oh, well, sure.
And it's just.
Oh, I hate
it's
that
a
when
gift.
people do that too. You're talking to them for a couple minutes, they're like, "Oh yeah," and then you go, "You don't know me, do you?"
Oh.
And I'm like, "Of course I do.
Yeah.
Of course I do." And then I'm Buddy.
These days, honest to God, I'll just look at him and say, you know what? I remember your face because I do.
Yeah.
I don't remember your name or how I know you.
Yeah.
You know what? Now I do. That's right.
And you know what? There's going to be a certain percentage of them people that you say that to, they're going to go, asshole.
Well, it's good for them.
Because I've been dealing with that lately too. I'm just kind of like tired of trying to please everybody.
You can't.
And at some point you just got to be like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, you can't.
Okay, so we sing and play guitars and shit. That doesn't mean that I have to be your fucking favorite dude,
Right.
And I just got called a douchebag the other day. Somebody put up a picture of me at a gig or something. And they're like, "Oh, there's a douchebag." and
I
I'm
see
thinking,
it all the time on other people's
and I'm thinking, so me going out singing songs for people and making money, having a good time, living life, and you are sitting there on your Facebook typing out what a douchebag. Who's the douchebag?
Right.
That's a douchebag.
Well,
Who has time to just, he's a douchebag.
Are you sure you're not a douchebag?
Well, I might be. And you know what? And I guess at the end of the day, you have to decide, like, sometimes I said this before, you can judge a man by who hates him.
Well, I've never heard that one before, but you're probably right.
This motherfucker, hate me all you want then, because I
Right.
could care less. I guess that's what I'm saying. You can't please everybody.
Well, I've wronged some people in the past that are never going to forgive it. So to that, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like you to forget and forgive and move on, but if you're not gonna, there's nothing I can do to make you. I don't know what it is about why somebody wants to be your friend because you're in a band. I don't know what it is about a musician, but I'm the same way. If I see a really good musician, I want to meet that guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know why,
Have
but
you ever been
do.
starstruck before?
Yeah, I suppose a couple times.
To where you felt kind of nerdy, you didn't know what to say?
Well, yeah, but I just shut up. you know what I mean? I was always smart enough to just shut my mouth.
Okay. Who were them people?
The first time I met Prince, I was like, holy shit.
When was this?
I don't know.
And he was already... Because a lot of people, I don't know if they know the story, but tell the story of how you came across meeting Prince.
Well, from Jesse.
Well, tell the story. I mean, just saying from Jesse, a lot of people don't know what the fuck you mean by that.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows Jesse Johnson, and I played in the same band. And Prince was looking for a guitar player, and Ernie Pennison's the one who set that up. People don't know that, but Ernie's the guy who told him about Jesse, and they came down and got Jesse and moved up there. When Jesse went up there, they put them albums out. Jesse and I remained friends, still are, and then I go up and visit. And then, through him, I got to meet Prince and hang out.
Okay.
But the first time he came in, we were out at a club, and he came in, he had his pants unzipped, his pubic hair hanging out. He's standing right next to me. It's like right there. And he's only this tall, I'm like, oh, there's Prince.
And he's got his pubic hair sticking out?
Yeah, it's like right there.
Did he have like one of them pro pics stuck in it?
Or even, bitch,
No, he's got that shaved off now.
Oh, I don't, I haven't talked to him. Let's try to get a hold of him and find out.
Let's call him.
Hey, are you shaving it?
Yeah. So, I mean, he's bigger than God. I mean, that guy is special. As far as
He wouldn't talk to me now.
No?
No.
You think he's changed?
I know he has. Yeah, last time I talked to him, it was,
Oh, so he believes his hype then.
Oh, well, yeah, but he kind of had a reason to.
This is what I don't understand. This is what I'm trying to get my finger on. I'm trying to figure out what it is that's so special about somebody that can pick up an instrument, strum out chords, and then sing a counter melody to it that everybody kind of enjoys and hums back, and that makes them special. That they're good at this one thing of making music.
Right.
You know, there's other people that are good at things like painting pictures.
Right.
Or they're good at
siding or
gardening.
changing
They can grow
tires
a tomato this fucking big, you know. What is it about music and rock and roll that's so fucking powerful?
I don't know. What is it about a guy turning left in NASCAR?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What is
yeah.
it about? You know what I mean? People go ape for those guys too. What is it? I don't know.
I don't go ape for them guys. But I go ape for, like, if I saw Tommy Lee, I would be like, oh, shit. You know, you feel like you're in the presence of something that's fucking,
right.
You know? Do you get what I'm saying? You might not have that, because I think that what happened to you was you got adoration pretty early in your life, too. So you kind of you saw the evils of that, of being popular.
You might be right.
And people looking up to you.
You might be right.
And you know what I mean? You might have been introduced to the man behind the curtain a little bit sooner than a lot of other people.
Right, yeah. You may be right, because I learned really early to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Until, till like when Prince spoke to me, then I spoke back to Prince. And, and then, dialogue.
What's his real name?
That is his real name.
Are you serious?
Yeah. His first name is Prince. His last name's Nelson.
Well, then, right from the womb, he was destined,
Yeah, right.
We're naming Prince.
That's what
either
I've
going to
always
get
heard.
his ass kicked a lot, or he's going to have to become a pop star.
Right? But yeah, I just learned. I knew to keep my mouth shut, and I've been around a lot of rock stars, and I know when it's time to talk and when to be quiet.
Yeah. Well, everybody wants to hear your stories, and I guess I don't know how to pick them from you. I'm trying to be a good host and try to pick story. I mean, I ask you about Beethoven's. Like, tell me, like what would be in a typical night at Beethoven's? Like maybe not typical, but like a super crazy night at Beethoven's that you remember. And you can talk about well, see, you can't talk about it, can you? Because there might be things you'd be busting people or.
Oh, I'll talk about it. I fucked a lot of girls, and I saw a lot of people doing drugs, and I'll talk about it all. I'm just trying to think about what is considered crazy.
Okay, well, that to me is crazy, because by the time I got in a band, like fucking girls, that was like the last thing that you would get by being in a band.
There was a dressing room at Beethoven. Do you want to hear all that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Let's
right,
go.
There was a dressing room at Beethoven's that you could just take your pick and take them into the dressing room and shake their hand and send them on their way. And they were happy to do it for you.
Okay, and what were they doing? Just blowing you?
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
So the girls were just, because the girls are made by the same stock now. I mean, what's keeping them from wanting to be with
I think girls
band?
are more trashy now.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think girls are more trashy.
Not a dive bomb shows enough.
Yeah, maybe not trashy. I think certain sexual acts these days would have never flushed back then. That girls now, think are fine.
Yeah. And by no means, let me say, I'm perfectly happy with my wife. I'm lucky.
I'd be happy with your wife.
Yeah, I know. I'm fortunate.
I'm kidding. I love Naomi. I'm just saying.
So yeah, but I just like to look at with the 18-year-old Brian in that situation. Had I been lucky enough to be in that situation,
and I'll tell you where else you'd been the next day too. You'd have been at the clinic the next day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The shit that I'd probably have or make or create probably.
Yeah, you'd be at the clinic the next day going, "Dog, it happened again. I need a shot."
But that just makes me wonder, like, why were there fans of rock? Because as soon as you knew that you could play rock music and then have that, every guy in the world was going to get a guitar and try to start a band.
They did, and it ruined music.
Okay.
They did, and they said we can't be really good. We sound like a garage band. That's our thing.
Yeah.
We play out of tune. We sound like total shit.
Oh, I remember it, Bill.
But that's our thing.
I remember it clear as day, standing there at the watering hole at 3:00 in the morning. Like I said, me trying to put my net out for somebody that'll do it with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And this is when that shit was dying. Like the girls it was stopping, and I'm like, I'm ready to rock. Where's all the chicks?
Girls used to come into them clubs dressed like Madonna. Yeah. They'd have stockings with those things that hold them up, you know what I mean? And their ass hanging out, and, you know what I mean? And all duded up, and you look at them, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw that, I was at the Clipper or not that maybe, but I was at the Clipper playing my first gig with Smash Alley, Steve Kistner and Vince.
Right.
And them
Vinny
guys.
was in the band, wasn't he?
Yeah. Vinny?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vince. Yeah. And they're, I don't know. It was all blurred to me, but I knew I was in a band. And I'm playing one of my first gigs at the Clipper, 6 nights in a row. Yeah, I made like $135 that week.
5 cents a night.
5 cents a night too. For me.
Right. 5 cents and 5
Because I got
cents.
paid at the end of on that Sunday after jam night, and it was like $135. I can't remember what it was, but my uncle broke it down. He said, "Well, you made 15 cents an hour or something like that." And I was like, bought my batteries for my pedals.
I got to take a loan out for a set of strings.
I was just happy to be there. That's when it was still magic to me, Bill. I was like, this is the big time, playing in a bar. Anyway, so I remember playing there, and they made me sit by the sound booth because I was underage. And I'm sitting there kind of looking at what's going on, and there's a guy over here that was doing a line over by where the kitchen was. I was like, oh, yeah, check that out. I'm like, this is really happening. And then all of a sudden there's these two girls in skirts, like kind of in all black, kind of darker makeup, real dark long hair, and they started making out with each other. And I'm like, and like some spell came over me, and I was like, and I started like,
some spell came over me, and I was like,
so I climbed down the ladder off the soundboard or wherever the fuck you had to climb down to get off of there.
That's what I was trying. That's the point I was trying to make. Back then, that would have been a bit unusual. It's not unusual now to see two regular-looking college girls at a bar, drunk, start making out on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And that probably wouldn't have happened that much back then. I'm saying that sexual, it should have gotten a little bit more conservative. It's gotten a little bit more, there's some freaks over there.
Yeah. And then you try to tell me that John Bon Jovi was married the entire time through his heyday.
He still is, isn't he?
Yeah. Does she understand that come on.
Well, I don't know John. Never met the man.
Now, don't see this. You're gonna make me an asshole now.
No, I'm not.
Like, if we were making bets,
I'm just afraid that if I ever meet him, he's going to see this podcast and he's going to say,
"Well, he does watch the podcast."
Yeah, he's going to say, "Billy, come on, man."
I want to give a shout out to John Bon Jovi, J Dog. We call him J Dog.
Why'd you do that to me, Bill?
Yeah. No, I mean, when you look at the whole rock and roll business, there are dues to be paid, and that might be one of them. The power of being in that position is hard for any girl to understand.
It would be. Listen, man, think about it. If you were lucky enough to get a hit record back when records paid money to write, I mean, think about it. One day you're a broke kid from a divorced family living with your mom. 2 months later, you're on tour in a tour bus, and you got somebody making sure that you got everything you need, and you also got $3 million. You're gonna go a little crazy.
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That whatever that is, that shift of normal human being, now you're above reality, and you start to believe that, right?
Right. Yeah.
And because you were talking about Prince,
right?
He wouldn't talk to you now. He wouldn't talk to anybody because
to be honest with you, the last time I saw him, he did apologize. He snubbed me, and he was really almost had me thrown out of a club because I walked up to say hi, and then like 3 months later, I saw him at Jesse's in the basement, and he was like, "Hey, remember that night?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Eh."
That's
and then when he left, Jesse was like, "Oh, he loves you, man." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "I never seen him apologize to anybody." That's his apology. He's like, "Hey, that's pretty good. Shut up." Okay.
Bill, were you? Everybody that knows you or that's came across, came in contact with you and had any conversations or done business with you, they know that you're a really good. I would say that you're you got charisma. You got some sort of something about you that everybody would be like, well, that, and you kind of, everybody would look to you like if you were in the room and shit started going down, like The Walking Dead happened for real or something, all of a sudden there was zombie, everybody would look to you like, what are we going to do, Bill?
I'd be gone.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a nice compliment.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that,
well, you look to the guy with the most experience, right?
I guess I'm wondering, where did that come from, Bill? Because how did you get to learn or get to be so wise about how to talk to people?
I always treated everybody in the audience like they were sitting in my living room. And that's exactly what I've always done, and I always will. You know? And there's a lot of people that will say, that kind of language don't belong on a stage. That's for your living room. Well, this is my living room. You're here.
Yeah.
You're here to have fun. All right. On my Facebook page, I wish we could bring it up. Somebody said, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Mark. I think it was Mark DeKalb. Said, tell the story about every hole. And I said, well, it's better off if somebody else tells it, but you're bringing it up, so I'll tell it. Because we're talking about this now. We're down at America's Pub, or whatever the hell it was called one of those times, and the place is packed. There's probably 400 people there. You know, remember that place that would get...
Absolutely.
Outside was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And there's a girl and a guy, a girl and her father and the mother, obviously. And the girl's got a Western a sweatshirt on. I said, oh, you went to Western? Yeah, I still go. Well, how old are you? Well, I'm 21. Oh, everything. These are your parents. Yeah, everything. I said, well, I met a girl. I dated a girl at Western for a long time. She was a great girl.
So you're on stage right now?
Yeah, I'm talking to
so
the
this
crowd.
is your stage banter, and you found somebody in the crowd, and you're talking to her, and her parents are with her.
I can't believe I'm telling the story, but I'm going to tell it.
Okay.
And more I think about it, I can't even believe I said it on stage, but we're in my living room. This girl, I got this. I said, I had a girlfriend down there. You know, I said she was great, really pretty. I said, really good sport. I said, every hole.
And what the parents do?
The parents are like, what? You know, they're like, they want to laugh, and they're laughing, but they're like, this is our daughter, dude. You know?
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
But that's what I'm saying. It's your living room, man. You know what I mean? Here it is.
Yeah.
It's rock and roll.
Yeah.
What's the Bette Midler movie? The parody of the Rose.
Yeah.
You know, what they tell her, oh, please don't go out there and say motherfucker. And the first thing you do, go up there and say motherfucker.
Yeah.
John Mellencamp went on tour with the Kinks. The Kinks had one of those bitch ramps, where they walk, and they told him you're not allowed on it, and stop smoking on the stage. And every night, he'd walk out with a cigarette and walk out that fucking ramp. And they tell him, you're going to get kicked off this tour. And he'd say, fucking fine, kick me off the tour. Fuck it. It's rock and roll.
Well,
make any sense?
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at is when you go to see you, and I'm a front man too, obviously I've got my notebook and my head open all the time of watching what works, what doesn't, what is it that's working about this, because I'm going to steal it.
Right.
And, I'll utilize it myself. I don't look at it as something that's owned. I look at it as something that's taught. And if people are paying attention to you, they're going to learn a great deal. You see, there's a lot of frontmen out there that are afraid of the audience.
David Lee Roth learned it from Jim Dandy.
Well,
he took everything from it.
Yeah. My initial thing was petrified of the crowd. Fear. Dry mouth. What am I doing?
And see, I couldn't wait to get out there and fuck with them.
Right. That's how I was at first. That's how I was at first. And then I saw how comfortable you were, and I saw that you just made everybody feel, you kind of self-deprecating in certain ways to where it made people feel comfortable with you too, because you could make fun of yourself as well.
It's a weird thing. Now, listen to this. On stage, that's my living room. I'll say anything on there. I'll say fuck, shit, butt fuck. I'll say anything there is to say, and I don't care. But I won't say it out loud in front of a lady walking into a store. You understand what you
totally
understand?
Totally understand.
You know what I mean? I won't, you know what I mean? And if one of my guys is hey, fucking motherfucker, I say there are people standing here, respect.
Yeah,
Yep.
Absolutely.
But yet, I think it's okay because they paid to see me to tell, these people about this girl I used to fuck in every hole.
Yeah, but that's the point, though, is people are paying for that, as well as hearing the songs that they like.
Right.
And I'm sure you've had people shut up and play.
Oh, God, yeah, all the time.
Because when you get on a good rap or a good banter and you've got something that you want to talk about, because, I just got so much I want to say to Bill, and I get, like I said, I'm being honest, I get kind of flustered when I talk to you because there's so much I want to fit into this podcast. And, fronting bands, the confidence of being in that situation. And I've seen you talking and everybody's just doing this. And then I'm like, okay, next time I'm going to go with it. I'm going to pull the trigger and I'm going to do that. And sometimes if you don't do it right, just right,
shut
up.
There's a line, right?
Plays music, and then you have to hear from all your people like, you talked a lot.
Right.
And then I used to be in a band where my drummer was, he'd get offended if I said things that were nasty. And,
Right.
and his wife would get mad, and then there'd be like this whole thing that went on that way. And I'm like, just let me employ my craft. I'll get good at it. Trust me. I got to do it to get good at it.
Let me get relaxed.
Yeah,
up there.
let me do what I have to do to try to do this. And you've been doing it for so long. I mean, has there ever been a time where you just couldn't get the crowd to fucking
Oh
get
God,
on?
yeah, the other night, just
Oh,
Saturday night.
It was tough.
Saturday night. We started.
first.
How many? I'm not lying. We had what? 7 people there at 9:30.
At the most.
Yeah.
It was.
And then at 11:30, wall to wall, you can't walk in there. You can't move. Well, 3 songs in a row. Boom. I mean, they weren't paying attention. No matter what I said, they were not going to pay attention. I mean, I don't care how hard I worked. They didn't. So that's when we just started having fun together.
Yep.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Well, I remember you used to say "get in the game,"
But you know
really
what I mean?
loud when people were
Yeah, but
get in the game, people.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, get in the game on Saturday night.
yeah.
I don't know where the hell that ever came from.
Yeah,
but
I don't know either, but it worked. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, we're supposed to be partying.
yeah, get in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live the blue faces, the phones. Put your fucking
I'm seeing that a
phone
lot
down,
too. I'm seeing that a lot too.
I get it. You got a sitter. I understand it, but put it down. You're out. It's Saturday night.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Now, see, when I watch you, I'm comfortable. I'm not nervous. I'm watching somebody employ that craft that's really good at it. And if you get heckled, you know how to handle it really well.
Well,
The last thing you want to do is heckle Bill Peiffer, right? I mean, I've
I've
told
got a
this.
microphone.
Yeah. Well, and you're witty too.
Well,
And
I've had a lot of practice at it.
If they shoot a BB gun at you, you're gonna hit them with a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, I've got a lot in my arsenal I can go throw back because I've done it so many times that I can go.
Yeah.
Well, let's see where we at on this one. We were down at Steve's Old Time Tap doing my solo show, which is not even a solo show. You got to come out and see this sometime. It's a nightmare train wreck. It's me and Barry, and we don't even really know any songs. People yell something out. We're like, well, we'll try that one. That's it. I mean, we don't get up there and play anyway. This lady just keeps messing with me. And Colin happened to stop by, and Colin was playing guitar, which I enjoyed because then I just get to sit there with a beer in my hand, sing songs I don't know. Fun. This lady starts messing with me. And she said, well, he's a way better guitar player than you. I said, yeah, everybody in here knows that. What's your point? I said, you're going to get, you're poking a stick in the beehive. You're going to get bit, or you're going to get stung, Kept going and going and going. I said, all right, would you like me to verbally debone you now? Are you ready for your, yeah, ma'am, the fucking didn't fucking do it, man. She's with her husband, I'm like, all right, well, let's see. I know I did just go back through the file. Like, well, okay, this one will be good. Let's do the, I'm going to call up 30 of my biggest friends and have them help me get you out to the Weight Watchers truck and haul your fat ass out of here. She starts fucking crying.
Yeah. Because they're not prepared.
I'm not that fat. But you sat out there and told me to do it to you. You also told me I suck. These guys are way better than me for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
So
Douchebag.
go home and cry, fatty.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And she wasn't fat.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the.
I wouldn't pick on somebody,
You tell any woman they're fat, and they
Well,
all
that's
think they
right.
are.
Yeah.
So
and that's the funny thing too. Somebody go, oh, he was such an asshole. We used to him at Beethoven and this and there, and he would just pick out a girl in the crowd and say, no, I didn't. They started fucking with me. You didn't hear it. And if that wasn't the case, I knew them.
Yeah.
And they weren't even mad at me when I cut them down. When I see them at the bar later
Oh
on,
my
we'd both be
God,
laughing
that-
our ass off.
That's something else that I wanted to touch on too, as far as fronting a band. Sometimes you find you got your pawn or whoever that's in the audience that you can play off of, and you find them people,
And you've done it with them, and they've done it with you for years, and they're having fun.
right, and you say certain things to them that makes the crowd think that this motherfucker don't care.
Yeah,
Right.
he's an asshole.
And meanwhile your wife's not getting mad because it's her friends too.
Yeah.
And you're so
Yeah, the
you have
people
to
on
kinda
the
play
inside
that.
of the joke are like, "Oh, this is funny."
Right.
They did this a couple weeks ago. Watch this.
Well, hopefully you don't, not everybody understands that. They don't know who you're really talking to, and you can kind of play that game of
Right.
looking like you're like really cool about it. Anyway, so I've been told before about a lot of, people like to yell, this bothers me. This bothers me. The whole bacon thing.
Yeah,
What the fuck? It
that had nothing to do. That had nothing to do with the accident.
didn't.
No,
Okay.
no, that was harmless. That was from my old neighborhood. That was harmless as it could
Okay.
be. It wasn't because I got electrocuted and they call it electrified.
Electrified.
You electrocuted, you're dead. But no, it was from that, but that wasn't from, I've got a scar on my chest where my arm was sewed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And they had to put a skin graft on it, and it looked like bacon.
Oh.
It was that, you know what I mean? One of my buddies went, looks like bacon, and we all laughed our ass off. It wasn't in a mean-spirited, and so
but I've heard
just,
other people that don't really know that just think that that's your nickname.
it was my nickname. That's what they called me.
I guess to me, it bothers me because I'm like, dude, you don't even fucking know what you're talking about.
Those kids all loved me, and I loved every one of them. That was not a, you know what I mean? There was no ill will, animus, malice, nothing. I mean, that was all kids being kids calling each other names.
What was your favorite club to play?
God, I don't know. You know what I mean? There were so many nice nights at Beethoven's and nice nights in Clinton, at Lassiter's and nice nights. I mean, you know.
How many people could you get in Beethoven's?
We set the record there. We had 1,700 in there one time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the winter. It was like one of those really, really, really cold nights. And there was so many people, and it was so hot in there that when somebody opened up the door, it was like fog.
The windows are all fogged up and dripping.
Yeah, it was crazy.
There were no windows in that place.
Oh, no windows.
No windows in that whole place.
Would you have more fun playing an all original set? Or like a normal?
God, yeah, without a
an
doubt.
all original set to like maybe 150 people, or your whole night to 1,700, you know, with the covers and everything.
Oh man, if somebody's into your music, I'd rather have.
You still have that then?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. You know, there's no better feeling than having people sing. You know, we do Romeo, the entire crowd singing. Last night, the entire crowd singing. That's a pretty cool thing if you think about it. Domino, you're singing, and all them people out there know it, and they're singing along to it. You know, they've bought it. You know, they're waiting to hear it. You know, that's a good feeling.
You know, I've even thought about with Dive Bomb how we do, you know, the 80s tribute thing. I was like, you know, around here we could easily get away with covering a Lynn Allen song. But
a lot of people have.
But I was thinking, I don't want people to think that we're making fun of it somehow.
No, they wouldn't think that.
You know what I'm saying? Because I tried to sing it like you as much as I could, and then
well,
me trying to do your vibrato is fucking hilarious.
That's
you know
even
what
funnier.
I mean? That's why I call you.
We're eventually, Brian, going to get into here real quick the last half of the second set and the first half of the third set, all original, because I'm done with this. I can't do just cover tunes like that and throw in. I can't do it anymore.
I've told you before. I mean, I really don't think that anybody is going to walk out.
I don't think they are either, because now the people coming to see us are coming to see us.
I think that people
they're not coming there to find somebody to fuck.
Right.
You know, they're not. You know, they're not 18. They're not looking to hook up, and you know, it's just.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
You know, my wife and I, when we got together, I was listening to a lot of Lynn Allen and like October and all these things. She was hearing, so them were etched in her mind. Them remind her of, of us getting together and stuff. And it's like,
young love.
Goddamn. Yeah. Do you remember writing that stuff? I mean,
God, yeah.
Okay.
That song wrote itself.
Yeah.
I mean, it wrote itself. I had it on, we recorded the music and I had it on cassette and I put it in a car and I put it, and I just went for a drive and I, turn it on, and then I can still remember blue jeans and then I just pulled over and wrote it. I mean, that fast. Because once you get something once you get a line like that tells basically the whole story in one line, it just, all you're doing now is just rhyming.
Yeah.
You're just thinking back of who was hurting who and who, That song's about, not about a girl, it's about the guy. It's not about one girl. It's about how you felt when you were 13, because we were pretty awkward.
Yeah, for sure.
Most guys are pretty awkward. So, I can still remember your blue jeans and your sweater sitting on the rooftop of your car. That's what we were doing. We're all smoking dope, sitting on cars, at kegs and Dazed and Confused. I mean, think of that movie. That's it.
I can still remember your blue jeans and your sweater, sitting on the rooftop of your car. Anytime October.
That's what's so brilliant about it. Is it immediately gives a scene. It's like the opening scene of a movie, and it's
wrote
quick,
itself. Wrote itself. That's my point. I got real lucky with that one.
Yeah. It's like you hear that line, and you're like, "Oh, here we go, man!" Fucking
yeah. I got real lucky with that.
Yep. Very cool, though. Very cool. And the new record obviously is going to have patented Bill Peiffer hooks all over it, right?
They're everywhere on this thing.
Yeah.
Big choruses.
Pretty proud of this one?
Oohs and ahs. I am proud of it, and I hope people buy it.
It's very good.
Yeah, and I hope people give it a chance. Like I said, here we are starting a little bit of promotion for it, and they're asking for the first record. I understand that. God bless you. I love that you love it, but give something new a chance. Just because you're getting old, you don't have to be old.
Well,
We're at a weird thing with the record company wants us to go to London. I want to go to London. We're looking for a band to piggyback with because this particular festival they want us to go to over in October. Don't want you playing anywhere else in the UK. So we'd have to do the show in the UK and then get out of there and go to maybe Holland, Germany. So I'm trying to, and this record company is great. They're actually helping us. We're looking for a band to piggyback with, which just means we're going to use the same gear as them and be able to, get from here to there because you're not going to make a whole lot of money. This is probably the last chance I have to go do this tour. And it's not something, I've already been over there a bunch of times. It's not really something I just got to have done, but if you're going to do it, to maintain your credibility, we're almost being forced to go fucking tour Europe.
Okay.
Does that make any sense to you?
You wouldn't be forcing me to do it. I would do it for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking like 3 Years Hollow. That's the tour I didn't want to do. Nothing against them. I know, nobody misconstrue this. I'll slap the fuck out of you. Like those guys.
Yeah.
But that's a tour I don't want to do. I want to do a big tour.
Right.
And nobody wants us to.
Yeah. Okay. I understand.
And we haven't been asked.
Yeah.
So let's get that. Let's make that straight. You know.
Well, so that's what I was going to ask you too. Is what if a tour did come into the plan? I mean, are you in a position to be able to handle doing that?
We're too old to be. There's not gonna be a tour. There might be, like in a small tour like this, and you could go. We could go do this one festival, and then come home. But that's kind of silly. The guys wouldn't get to see Europe at all. So you're gonna, what I mean. So you're gonna take at least 7 or 8 days to just see. You might as well throw a couple more dates in there with another band.
Well, Drop Hammer will do it.
All right.
We're huge over there.
Yeah.
I think we sold 4 or 5 records over there.
Did you really?
I think so.
Same person or?
Well, whatever. I mean, do you have any I just want some good ass stories that nobody's ever heard before. Am I gonna be able to get any of them from you?
What about the popcorn and the? You were telling me and Andrea.
And the shit?
Yes, the popcorn.
That wasn't our band though.
Oh, all right.
This fucking guy.
I just remember laughing my
This
ass off.
band, they're always fucking with each other. And at Catamount, they had a popcorn machine. You know what I mean? So the one guy went and got a popcorn boat and took his shit in it and then covered it with popcorn.
Oh, man.
And when they sat down next to his buddy, well, I don't know, what do you think it sounds like? Well, just eating the popcorn off the top. And his buddy, everybody always, you can't help it. You're going to reach for that popcorn. Yeah, I don't know that. What is none of that shit?
Me and Andrea
That's
were gonna do
fucked
that the next show, but
Oh
we never
my
got around
God.
to it. Not actually shit in it. It was gonna be chocolate.
Yeah.
But just so that you would go,
Yeah.
you fuckers.
You fuckers.
Oh, that's fucked up.
And that,
That's fucked up.
That is fun. We'd probably have to fight.
That's that's ass
if you
kicking
trick
time.
me into eating your shit, if you trick me into eating your shit, we are gonna fucking fight.
Yeah, them's fighting words right there, man. Them fighting words for sure.
Oh, that's funny. Woo!
Well, Bill, did you at any point in your career, like being Bill Peiffer, you're crying?
I do that when I laugh hard.
At any point in your career, did it ever get to your head? Did you ever feel like, man, I'm kind of flying high and kind of acting like an ass?
Oh God,
did that ever happen?
Oh yeah. I mean, my older brother, my family. Several times, people had to tell me, "Who the hell do you think you are? Knock it off."
Really?
Yeah.
How are you acting? I mean, what?
Oh, I suppose just being, an ass.
Because we've all learned them lessons,
Right.
And
I suppose just being an asshole, thinking, I remember one time there was. Oh, we were on the road and we came home and the dryer vent had fallen out of the house, and we were gone for a long time. And well, about I'm gonna guess 300 mice made my house home. And we came home and got it, and we sat down and a mouse went by, and I was like, "We got a mouse." I'm like, "Yeah, I see that." And then another one. I'm like, "Oh, I think we got a couple." So I was like, went and got a mouse trap and set it. Open it up, shut it, turn it back, pop. I was like, "What the fuck?" Got him. I'm like, "We got that other one." I set it, pop. I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Infestation.
We ran up to 7-Eleven. We bought every mouse trap they had, and I mean, it was like popcorn in there for like 2 hours. And I'm not shitting you. Pop, pop, pop. Where's that one at? I don't know. We got one. Open up. It was so gross. We opened up. They were eating each other after they got. Yeah, one would be dead, and then they all come eating on him. But anyway, we got up. We had this sword, and one of us was holding the mouse trap out, and the other was putting the sword in there, twisting it, and then the mouse would fall into the bucket.
I see.
Redo it. And then the next day, we had this. Oh, it was so funny. We had this girl that used to come clean the house, and we forgot that all the mice were in a bucket. There had to be 100 of them in there. And she went to get that bucket to fill with water. They're like, anyway, make a long story short, I had the bucket and I said, "Man, I can't even look at this bucket anymore." And my buddy was there and he said, "You are a piece of shit pussy." You know what I mean? And he was right. I mean, I used to hunt, and there I was, Mr. Rockstar. Oh, the mice, and I was like, "Yeah, you're right,"
Yeah, because I try to think back about when I first met you. I've told the story on here a couple times, but yeah, you definitely had an aura about you, and I guess I wouldn't. How am I trying to say this? If I were in your position, I would have been exactly the same way, I think, and because you were cool, you had the leather coat on, you had longer hair, and you came in with your band, and everybody was like making a ruckus about, oh, they're here, and some people, like, hey, Lynn Allen's here, Bill's here.
That's weird.
It was cool when I was too young to be in the bar. This is my first. I'm coming out into the scene and seeing the players, and you were one of the biggest ones. So I was like, I gotta meet that guy because that's the people I want to be around. I want to be around the dudes that are really doing it, not these guys that talk about it in their basement and about this band that don't exist and write it on their notebooks at school and shit.
That's the thing, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing, isn't it? If you say you're gonna do it. Do it, isn't it? No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you say you're gonna do a record, do it.
And I did.
Yeah.
And I bought my lottery card and all that, and I guess the fact that Lynn Allen never got a big record deal and had all that happen, everybody kind of sighs with you because everything was there. It's like, everything was there that would make a good hit record and a successful a career. And not say that yours wasn't successful, but on the grand scale of the big game.
Right.
And it was all there. All the elements were there. And we're all kind of looking at like, yeah, but you could be Lynn Allen and still not get signed and have this big deal and get famous and all that stuff.
No, there were bands better than Lynn Allen.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
That didn't go anywhere.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was always confusing for me. And I know that when we were first becoming friends, I asked you the question, like, why? What happened? What was it that was keeping you from breaking that barrier? And you told me about how it just about did, right?
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
tell me that story. Tell me that story again about the whole being.
Well, which one? We were looked at by all kind of people. Warner Brothers, Europe, Arista here in town, or here in the States, Atlantic in LA. I got calls from all of them.
Why didn't it fly? What was the breaking point?
It did. Well, I know I didn't fly because we couldn't at that time. We couldn't repeat. They wanted more songs, and the ones we sent them weren't up to snuff. It was that simple. The guy Clive Davies once told me, if you want to be, and I've told this to Kevin and people all, if you want to be famous and have a lot of money and be successful rock and roll, write the next Boston album. Pretty simple. Write Stairway to Heaven. Write something undeniable that nobody can deny. Write something that everybody that hears it goes, coolest song I've heard in 10 years. And you'll get what you want.
But I think you've done that. I think you've done that probably 3 or 4 times.
No, not
Stairway, but maybe not something that intricate. But I'm just saying
not more than a feeling. Not I mean something that's that big. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Kevin, you got to chime in here because you know that he's written songs that maybe from his standpoint he don't see them, but they're definitely they could be classic songs.
From my standpoint, first time I heard Last Night, was I didn't know any different that you weren't somebody that was already famous when I heard it. 'Cause I heard it on the radio,
Right.
And I'm like, I love this song, and then it was just you were just like anybody else to me that was already famous.
You wrote weird things though on the Iowa record though that I really dug too. When you kind of went through that.
I'm still going to do that. I still love doing it.
The Iowa stuff?
Yeah. I still love doing that.
That the last song of the record, like someone that just won the lottery.
Oh,
yeah.
I say I'm doing okay.
I love that song.
Yeah.
It's a great line in there, like a movie star at a movie premiere, say no pictures, please.
Yeah,
but everybody look at me.
Everybody look at me. No pictures, please.
See, that hits a chord with me because I'm that person. I kind of feel I've always had this kind of dichotomy or this fighting thing that's like I want all this attention, but then when I get it, I don't know why. I don't feel like I deserve it, so then I start to freak out. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm like,
no, I completely understand.
When people adore you, you're like you feel weird and you're like, I don't like this, but then you're like, wait, people adoring me, and then when they do, I don't know how to express that.
Well, I mean,
you
musicians are weird people. Only a musician can go like this. All right, I got my guitar. Yeah, it's a great song. Yeah, I wrote a great song. I'm gonna record it. Now it's recorded, right? Now I'm gonna put it out. Yeah. I hope everybody likes it. Yeah. Oh, you don't like it? Fuck you.
Yeah, you can't be friends with them.
Yeah, what do you mean you don't fuck you? You know how hard I worked on that? And that guy's got a right to go, give a fuck how hard you worked on it. I don't like it. Well, fuck you.
Yeah. And then at the same time, somebody's like, I love it. It's the best. I've changed my life. You're like,
well, see,
and then you're like,
go.
And then you're like, weirdo, can't hang out with this guy. See, so you can't win, man.
That's right.
Yeah, there's something wrong with us. We So, but absolutely, man. I've always respected your musicianship and all that, and I
appreciate it. I truly do.
It's been a hell of a ride, Bill.
Yeah,
for you.
We've been having a lot of fun.
You've made a living doing that.
I'm
though.
the luckiest guy in the world, and like we were talking about earlier. And I grew up with everybody in the Quad Cities. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I walk in and go, "Oh, these people are gonna know me." It's cool. Yeah. I can walk in anywhere and somebody's gonna go, "Hey, Billy. Hey, what's up?" Ponderosa or a bar or church or anywhere I go, somebody's gonna go, "Oh, it's Billy from Lynn Allen." Kind of cool if you think about it.
It is really cool, and I guess that's what I'm trying to remind you of is the fact that this is really special. I mean, there's Ellis Kell, and then there's Billy Peiffer. When we started the podcast, legendary Bill Peiffer. Your name is synonymous with.
Well, it's really hard to hear somebody say something like that about you. You know what I mean?
Why is that? Well, I guess you want to be modest. You want to be modest.
Well, no, but I mean, it really is. It's like, oh, geez.
But it is that, Bill. You're every inch of that, and I think that, and it kind of resonates with everybody, and everybody is enchanted by your charisma, and it's something that don't come around very often.
I certainly appreciate it, I guess.
You are a part of the Quad Cities.
Well, I'm going to make sure of that because I'm going to build myself a statue. Wave it with a little hand.
Like I said, do I sound like I'm a little bit too sappy about this shit?
No, I think it's lovely. I really do. And I think it's wonderful that you're saying that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But it's embarrassing to hear, and it's not something you want to hear.
I get it, man. I get it. But I'll be there too. I'll have mine will be down the street, a little smaller.
What's your statue going to be?
Yeah, I don't know. Like some long-haired
You
flannel
know what's
shirt
going to
guy.
happen here? Somebody's going to vandalize it and break the hair off.
And snap it off, yeah.
So you're going to have one side and then one side Page Boy, the other side Long.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
look what they did to Brian's statue.
Oh, yeah. Well, and there might be
sad.
some people who be like, look, they took Peiffer's other hand off of there.
I wonder what Kevin's will be. Oh, it'll be a monster drum set.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what it'll be? It'll be a monster drum set that turns into one of those doot 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 goes around.
Yeah.
Kids can ride on the cymbals and shit.
I kind of like it. I want
Anyway.
that now.
Yeah, I don't blame
Well,
you.
I'm not talking about like the Bill Peiffer ride outside of Kmart that you get on Bill Peiffer's back. And you just I'm not saying that legendary, man. Come on.
That would be a good ride, though. It would be like me, fiberglass,
Yeah, right. That's
you
what I'm
know,
saying.
my back, and kids can get on. And,
Yeah. And it vibrates.
yeah, and somebody like, well, here, my son, get on there. He fucked grandma.
Last night. Just fucking rocking around.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. I had a really good time, Bill.
Thanks, man.
We're running to
And
the
let's say thanks to Kevin for
Yeah,
coming.
Kevin.
I'm only here because he found out that if he came to do the show, I was going to go clean out the studio drawer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he knows better than that.
It's a big mess.
No,
No.
the studio's always clean like your place, but
Oh, okay.
they know
But-
better than to touch my
Not
drawer.
supposed
Yeah.
to touch the drawer.
And Travis would have been here, but his daughter was singing at the Adler tonight, and he couldn't make it. So it's not like he quit or anything. He wanted to be here really bad. He was super pissed. Well, you can't be pissed that your daughter's singing, but he was mad that he
Right.
couldn't be here. So
Well.
but yeah, this was a good time, Bill.
Tell
And
him
I'm-
we said, hey.
yeah.
Hi, Travis.
It always seems like when I go back to edit these things, I wish I'd asked more or said more. But in the short time that I have for I don't want to bore everybody with 3-hour-long episodes anymore. So I'm trying to keep them about an
I got
hour,
you, man.
hour
Thank
20
you for
minutes.
having us. This has been a lot of fun. I cried like 4 times laughing. So
And it means a lot. It means a lot to me that you would come on my podcast too, because like I said,
enjoy this,
we're-
Brian. I watch them. I'm
yeah,
telling you.
we're not- this ain't Q106. We're not a big, huge radio station, but I love doing this, man, and I really appreciate that people get on board with me. Like,
I think
and
almost all the musicians in town are watching it.
yeah,
Yes.
well, I hope so, man,
Yeah.
and I hope so because it's a lot of fun for me to do, and like I said, we all know what it's like to have a passion for playing in bands, and just sometimes, when you get old and you have a family, you just can't do that anymore. But God damn it, I can't not be a part of this still, and that's why I do this. I still just love talking about it. It's a magical thing, this whole rock and roll thing.
That's fun, man.
a lot of
And
people
I have
that
a
are
good
glad
time
you're
with it.
doing
So,
it.
well, cool, man. I'm glad. And like I said, you're gonna let me play the single, right, off the CD?
Yeah, play the single and maybe the video. I don't know.
Well, if we get the video in time,
yeah.
You said I could play it if it was done, but apparently it's still being worked on.
Right.
And I'd love to have it. If we get it before I'm done editing this episode, we'll put it.
Okay,
we'll put
let's
it in.
stop right now and then we'll pretend like we just got done watching it. Okay, ready?
Okay.
And you're gonna go like, wow, Bill, that was really okay. Ready and action.
Wow, Bill, that was awesome.
Thank you, man. We filmed it. We had a lot of fun doing it. What was your favorite part?
Oh yeah, thanks, Bill. My favorite part was when it went black at the end, and then like you were in there like singing and stuff.
Did you see
that was
that
cool.
part where Kevin was playing the drums?
That was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
You were actually using both sticks at the
Yeah.
It's good that you
he's
did
good
that.
that way.
Yeah. You used a 6-string guitar
I did.
in that one.
I
Glad
did,
that you
I
did
did.
that.
7.
Yeah. No, 6.
I like how the cameras were like pointed at you guys.
Yeah, and
That was
every
pretty
now
cool.
and then I would actually look at it.
Okay, I missed that part.
I actually look at it.
I might have
which
missed
one
that
I'm
part.
looking at here.
But anyway, the song's called Streetlight, and it's a single off of your record Streetlight.
The Streetlight.
Yeah.
The album.
Yeah.
Or how do you say that? The same
Yeah.
name or?
And
Yes.
I gotta say, man,
Self-titled? No.
everybody that listens to this, I don't care if you're into the super heavy shit like this. Go pick up the CD, man, because you gotta support. I mean, the backbone of everything that's going on here. I mean, this man makes his living doing this. Go buy the fucking CD.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
Enjoy
I appreciate
it,
that.
and let's have fun with this, man. Let's support everybody.
It's a good record.
in
You'll
the
like
scene,
it.
and I appreciate everybody watching MDR, and thanks for tuning in. And we will see you next time. I think next week I might have Mark Dettel.
Metal.
Nice.
Yeah. That'll be fun. So
Yeah, he's great.
yeah. Anyway,
And his photography is really
awesome, and we're gonna get into all
Yeah,
that
beautiful.
absolutely. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you.
Brian, that was fun. Where are you? You told me you were coming around. Am I just
you'd meet me after midnight, but I'm the only one here. You said you'd be under the streetlight. It's always the same. I'm wondering if I'll see you again. I have read this page. It seems like this book never ends. I'm tired of my dreaming while you're always singing, just like a schoolgirl does. Na na na, na na na. You said you'd meet me after midnight, but I'm the only one here. You said you'd be under the streetlight. You said you'd meet me after midnight.